Hey everybody, what's up? Circus here, coming at you with another how to play video. Today we're doing a deck it's been out for a while, but it is a deck that gets suggested to new players a lot, and a lot of people that are just joining the game. This is one of their first decks that they have, and it's not a bad deck. It really isn't, and it's called Lunalights, and we're gonna just kind of go over the deck and explain how it's played and some of the combos that you can do for it. And I know Herf predicted that Lunalights was gonna have a really good KC Cup.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean they were really well represented in the KC Cup, but here, let me see. Let me see if they actually made it in the top 10. Hold
It's a deck
on.
that I
Yeah,
used 6 months ago in a KC Cup, and I played it this past KC Cup as well. It's a deck that just has like a really good place in the meta because it's good at OTKing.
it was not in the top 10, by
It
the way.
was not in the top 10, but that's okay because you can definitely get King of Games with this deck, and it's really easy to get because it's all in one box. Um, we can take a look at that here. Judgment Force, yes, because I was messing with my deck. But if you get in here and look, it's all in one box. You're gonna get the Lightsworn Engine along with it, and a few other things.
And
Um,
the Gradle support, because Shark Deck OP.
Is that where Gradles are from? Yeah, okay, yeah, there
Yeah,
they are.
it's
Okay.
yeah, and then you scroll up. Well, the important one is up the impact,
Right.
the Gradle impact.
Oh, the impact and the slime. You gotta have the slime.
Yeah, yeah, I gotta have Slime Junior and the impact, so it's really great value right now. Buy, invest.
So you're gonna get the Lunalight cards. And excuse me, they're all SRs and lower, so
Mm-hmm.
that's another good reason you don't have to go hard into this box, right?
Mm.
All right, so this is Nyx's winning deck that he won a battle phase with. I was playing it in the KC Cup, and it's pretty good. I like it. It relies really heavily on the Karibos, as you can see here, and we'll talk about those in a little bit. But we can talk about just the basics of the deck here. Your main starters are what, Herf?
Well, your main starter is going second. It's going to be like Emerald Bird plus Martin will search your fusion because Martin, when it's sent to the grave by a card effect, you can search, and that's important because it has to be a card effect. It can't be a cost, right?
Right.
So if you look at Cat Dancer Tribute, it tributes for cost and not an effect. That's a big difference. So like if it's before the semicolon, it's a cost, and if there's no semicolon, it's an effect.
Okay.
That's the important difference because if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can search a Lunalight Fusion from your deck to your hand, and of course
One
Lunalight
Lunalight
Fusion.
spell or trap. So some people
Or
play traps in here. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
we play the fusion, okay? Like let's be
Right.
real.
Yeah, we're
You're searching the fusion,
Now, what happens
and
is when the Emerald Bird is normal or special summon, you can send one Lunalight card from your hand to the graveyard. If you do, you get to draw a card. So you're gonna summon the
mm-hmm,
Lunalight Emerald Bird, right? And
mm-hmm,
send the Martin off if you have it. Because then when you send the Martin to the grave by card effect, you get to
mm-hmm.
draw your fusion spell, and you're gonna get to draw a card off the effect of the Emerald Bird. So you're gonna get two cards in your hand on your first turn with
Yeah,
that
you're gonna go
combo.
+2 because Martin can put the Emerald Bird back into your hand, and then you can fuse using all those materials.
Which sounds like a lot of like what is going on. We'll show you all of that in a minute here. So that's like the opening combo. That if you got
Mm-hmm.
Emerald Bird and Yellow Martin, you're happy. You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Also on the deck is the Fox, which is semi-limited, which sucks. But basically, when that gets sent by card effect, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and change its attack to 0. And then it's got a secondary effect where if it's in the grave and someone targets one of your Lunalight monsters, you can banish it from the
Mm-hmm.
graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, each player gets 1,000 life points. So that will definitely save your bacon more than once. And then the Lunalight White Rabbit. This is a great one. You summon him. He can target one Lunalight monster in your graveyard, except itself, and special summon it in defensive position. And
Mm-hmm.
then it also has a secondary effect where you can bounce back row based on how many other Lunalight monsters you have out on the board. So if you have two other Lunalights out on the board, you can bounce two back row back to your opponent's hand, which is really handy.
And it doesn't target, so it forces them out.
Right, so that's great. So those are your basic monsters there and how well they work together. Now, some people are saying, "Oh my God, Circus, you said this was a good, uh, inexpensive deck for new players." I see 3 Spear Karibos in there. And yes, they're beautiful cards. I love having them. But if you can't use those because they're very hard to get, right? You're gonna want to Use, what was it? Arcana Force Temperance?
Yeah, it's right in your card history.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there we
I
go.
can see it. Yeah, so this card is basically just another Harry Karibo. So
There we go.
you can get it out of a ticket. It's pretty easy to get. So if that's your biggest, if that's the thing that's holding you back the most, it shouldn't be because Temperance is free. So
Yeah. And then, like Herb was saying, it works as similar as what we, it's standard Karibo, but everybody just calls it the Harry Karibo. Basically, during your opponent's turn at damage calculation, so very late into the battle phase, you can discard the card and you take no damage from that battle. It's a quick effect. So, um, yeah, having 3 Sphere Karibo, 3 Harry Karibo is nice, or you can do 3 Force and then 3 Harry Karibos, and you'll be just fine. Now your boss monsters down here, you got the Saber Dancer, which is really great right now. And why is that, Herf?
it's untargetable. So most of the back row and cards in the game target. So if you can put something on the field that can't be targeted, like Cocytus or Saber Dancer or something like that, um, a lot of times you just win because your opponent can't out it. Like they just can't do anything to interact with Saber Dancer. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really nice, especially like Karakuri. Like they need to go first with Shed, and if they don't, they lose.
And then
So
it also gains attack, 200 attack for each beast warrior type monster that is
mhm.
banished or in the graveyard, which of course all your Luna Lights are. So it's going to get boosted by how many of these are in the grave or banished pile. So
So
that's
it
nice.
gets thick.
That's right. And except the turn that this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 fusion monster, and it gains 3,000 attack. So we'll show you some cool interactions with that when we get to the gameplay section of it. And then right here, this is another great card, the Lunalight Cat Dancer. And why is that such a great card, Herf?
Because this is like your main way to be able to OTK.
Mm-hmm.
Because it, like, if it's able to tribute a card, another Ludolite card on the field, it can attack all of the opponent's monsters twice, and the first time they're not destroyed, as well as you get to deal 100 damage every time you declare an attack. So if you're able to send like your Fox to the graveyard and then tribute a Lunalite on the field, you're going to be able to attack twice into a 0 attack monster. So that's obviously lethal because that's 5,000 damage right there. So
Right.
easy game.
And then I have Cowboy in here, and I thought it was a meme, but there was an occasion where I had to use it during the KC Cup. If you don't have Cowboy, just put any level rank 4 XZs in there, because really there's not much else you can put in there. And
Mm-hmm.
it did unclog a board for me once, so it did come in handy. But if you don't have Cowboy, put, I don't know, whatever you got in there. It doesn't matter.
Diamond Dire Wolf or something.
There you go. Anything, any rank 4.
I
All
would
right.
say the other important thing before we move on, I know
Yeah.
Syracuse wants to move on, but uh, the Invoker Engine is also seeing some play again in this deck because you can make a Kaliga along with Saber Dancer, and so Saber Dancer can't be targeted, and Kaliga says
Oh
your
my
opponent can
God.
only activate one monster effect.
Well,
So
that'll
it
be
allows you.
stage 2 of Luna Lights, right? Once, because this is for people just starting out. It's a new player one.
Well,
S-
just beware,
Well,
beware.
once you get, Luna Lights and you go into the Invoker engine, which I still recommend, it's still a great
Mm.
engine. Alistair and Invocation, all that.
Vroom, vroom. Engine.
But like Herf was saying, that would be pretty hard to play through, right? You got
Hmm.
the Saber Dancer out there and the Kaliga.
Like it makes the Chris Run matchup go from really bad to really good.
Well, I'll have to try that degenerate strategy, and we'll do a video on that one next. All right, let's go play a couple against the AI and kind of explain these combos that we were talking about. All right, so it's always what you get in that opening hand with Luna Lights, and this is not bad. It's
This
not
is
bad.
this is a god hand
This is a god hand. We'll see what happens.
because our opponent can't kill us, and we can just like let them trigger Destiny Draw.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
fun.
we forgot to
Go,
bring up that we're playing Destiny Draw, Herf, and why is
bro.
that?
Hey, Destiny Draw just lets you draw anything in your deck, so you can get anything you want out of your deck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
He's going in big here. Look at this. So we would just allow this through just because we're playing the NPC. Um, this is a tough one because we have Crimson Fox in our hand, and he has a Ritual Beast or a Ritual Monster. So he did not summon from the extra deck. So,
Mm-hmm.
what would we want to grab? Maybe
Um,
the emerald? Yeah, because we could at least put. Well, that's tough. That's
yeah,
tough.
you do grab the emerald because then you have an OTK,
Okay. Oh
right?
yeah, because
Because
yeah,
then
you
you
bring the
use
fox
the
out.
fusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna go right into the fusion. We're not gonna summon anything.
No.
So we're gonna use the fusion, and then here's a great interaction. We're gonna bring out the cat dancer. Now we're gonna send them both off. Now we do want to do this in a specific order, right, Herf?
Technically, Crimson Fox should always be the first thing you send because it'll be chain link 1. So when it targets to reduce something to 0, your opponent can't negate it because it's something called a chain block.
You'll see it right here. So Crimson Fox will go off first, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
select that, and then the bird will go off second.
Yeah, because these two things are happening at the same time, the opponent can't react to it,
Right. So
even
the
if they had
bird
like a
is
divine
protecting the
wrath.
fox, basically, right there. Now we're gonna
Yeah.
use the effect of the cat dancer to send off the Crimson Fox. It'll get sent back to the graveyard, and then that's GG.
Yeah, that's just a game. 5,000 damage. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
And
Get
there was an
wrecked,
event.
Christine.
I want to say there was an event like a month or two ago where I actually used Lunalights as the farming deck because you could boost up with the Saber Dancer and then use Union Attack with it. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it's a decent farming engine.
Hey everybody, what's up? I was editing the video and I realized that we forgot to show you one of the interactions that we had talked about earlier on. So I'm gonna set up here to do that. It's basically summoning things from the extra deck, using monsters from the extra deck. I'll show you here. Typically, you say we'll go into an extra deck monster, and he's not doing that now. What's wrong with you? I need you to. All right, we'll just keep passing until he does. There we go. So now that he's got an extra deck monster out on the field, I'll explain that on our turn here. So he's going to go in. I'll just use the Karibo. No big deal. I could have let him attack for Destiny Draw there if I wanted it. All right, so we're going to take a look at Lunalight Fusion real quick because it's got a cool effect on it. Special. If your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can also use one Lunalight monster from in your deck or extra deck as fusion material. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Lunalight Fusion here. We could go through the whole combo of using Emerald Bird, Martin, and everything, but we already have the fusion. And for what I want to show you, we don't really need to. So we're going to special summon this monster, and we're going to use another Saber Dancer to do it because our opponent already has the Junk Berserkion out on the field. So then we can use one monster from our deck or our extra deck. So you can see here we can choose from stuff that's in our deck or our extra deck. So I'm going to use the extra deck monster, send it to the grave, and then let's just use this. We'll just use these, this and this. We'll get their effects, and then there you go. Summons him out. And then we'll use the bird's effect. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, we'll send the rabbit, the martin, and here's why we did it that way, because you can now get this. Special summons out the rabbit, then we can use the martin to put the rabbit back into the hand. There you go. And then next turn you can use the rabbit to get the bird out of the graveyard if you wanted to. So I'll just or we can attack, and it doesn't really matter. No matter what we do here, the computer is just going to be in defense next turn. That's where I want to show you the interaction we had talked about earlier on in the video. But basically, now that we use the Saber Dancer to fusion summon with, and it's in the grave, we can now banish it and give ourselves a nice big boost. Now this is really good in farming because if you're using like Gravekeeper's Vassal as a farming tool or whatever, you can get a couple Saber Dancers on the field, use Union Attack on your Gravekeeper's Vassal, and it gets the attack of the Saber Dancers that are boosted. It's a good way to do that. And then obviously it's really good if your opponent has a big monster that you need to get over. If you can think a turn or two ahead or plan a turn or two ahead, you can do that. And Yeah, get up over top that monster. So that's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Now, normally, you can either pass here, or you can throw the Martin out there and hope they
No,
destroy it
you
and put it into the
pass.
grave.
100% pass.
100% pass. There are options
100.
here.
Uh, nah.
When
It's
you
a
have two
lie.
Karibos, you can just wait. Yeah.
Double
Double
summon.
summon. Oh my
Hello.
god.
The mad lad about to trigger a destiny draw.
Yeah. And then finally, we'll be able to show you the interaction we want to show you, the opening combo with the Emerald Bird. There we go. So we're gonna go Destiny Draw, and that's why it's so great. You pull out the Emerald Bird. Here, this is the Wombo combo you usually want to start with.
So now you're
Easy.
gonna Emerald Bird ditch the Martin. So Martin will get its effect to search. And then you can use the Martin to put the Emerald Bird back into your hand. And then now we can use the fusion, and we don't even have to use the Emerald Bird effect anymore, or we can just go into Saber Dancer, either one.
Yep, you can go. We could win the game here because we know we're playing the computer, and that back row is going to be irrelevant. But if you're playing online, you might be a little bit more scared, and you might want to go into the Saber Dancer at this point because it can't be targeted. So if it's a
Yeah.
floodgate, you're in trouble. But if it's like what Fiendish Chain
Or
Karma
even if
Cut,
it's a chain, you can just summon Cat Dancer, and you ditch the Fox and the Emerald Bird, and then you just don't
right?
use Emerald Bird effect, so the Fox will stay in the grave.
And here we'll show them that now. Then okay, so we go into the Cat Dancer. We'll send off.
Hmm.
We want to do the Fox
Fox
first,
and Bird, yeah.
and then we'll send those off, and then this chain will go off.
Yeah, so like if the back row was like a Canadia right here, you do not want to activate the bird.
So the bird, we'll do
So
this
the
one.
fox, yeah, you target that. And
We'll,
then the bird would special summon the fox back to the field, which you do not want in this scenario.
right.
Because
So
the
if
fox is protecting you from being targeted.
so they could have chained right there to the fox then, right?
No, because it's already in the graveyard.
It's already in the graveyard. But I mean they could have chained to the Cat Dancer being summoned. Our fox goes off. They bring out the Canadia, and then we can use the fox again, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we just use the effect here.
So this plays around any kind of targeting back row for like guaranteed lethal. Easy game. Game too easy.
All right. There you go. All right. Why don't we take a look at some replays that I have from the KC Cup, and we'll kind of look at live fire situations. How about that?
Nice. I like it.
Let's see. All right, so I got the Wombo combo here.
Yeah, you have a pretty good hand.
We'll speed it up
Daily
here.
Circus going in here.
Yeah. Goes into the Fiendish Chain. That's got to hurt a little bit.
So I mean, it doesn't really matter because you have two hand traps. So you're just like,
Exactly. But I just remove it with the Yellow Martin.
yeah, but now your Yellow Martin will get banished if it's removed, and then you won't be able to have the search.
No, it's good. Watch. See?
Oh, this guy's garbage. Let's go. Let's go.
Is this where I cowboyed? I think this is where I cowboyed. Yep. So there you go. Got the Martin into the grave. My cowboy.
Yeah, but it doesn't get its effect.
No, it doesn't. Not
Not when
not
it's
there.
detached by an
No.
Xyz monster.
And here we go. Special summons out to bring out the level. What is that? The 8?
Yeah, level 8, and oh, it looks like he's going into level 10 as well.
Yeah, that's all right
Yeah,
though.
but this is pretty funny, honestly.
He's just setting himself up to die.
Yeah, he's overcommitting.
Yeah.
Well, he attacked with Kazuki first, which is smart to play around Destiny Draw, but ultimately, when you're just more skilled and you just draw the fusion anyways, like, doesn't even matter.
So I bring back the Emerald Bird, then I use the Martin's effect to put the bird back in my hand, and then I target his back row with I'm sorry, don't target, but I try to send it back with the Lunalight Rabbit, and then I just here you go. I'm doing the Wombo combo because I know the
There's
Saber
Saber
Dancer can't be
Dancer.
targeted. It's going to be huge. The Fox's effect would go off, and then I could attack.
Easy game. Probably
Power of
Dragon Kitties.
Dark. Yeah, he's got one side deck card, so yeah. This is late into the KC Cup when there's not a lot of people still playing. But I got the Wombo combo again.
Dude, you're hacking.
I know, right? So what's great about Lunalights against that dark magic circle there?
What?
The dark magical circle,
Oh yeah, because Saber Dancer targets. So, or not Saber Dancer's immune to targeting, and
right?
Dark Magician only played targeting cards.
So I
So,
go there. You go again, sending using the Martin to send the bird back, going into the fusion. I just go right into
Saber Dancer
Saber
because they have
Dancer.
no out.
They have no out to it unless they, I don't know, hope and pray. I'm
I
bringing back the
mean,
Martin just to get it back on the field, and then he uses Walla D, which kind of sucks, right?
yeah, that's like the only out, I guess.
But watch here, the circle banishes the Martin, which actually boosts the attack of the Saber Dancer, so I was able to take out the rod instead of crashing. So there you go. And the attack's in. And look, I got plenty of stuff in my hand. There you go.
I don't think he can get over 2600 defense.
No, that's why I just throw it in defense there and just wait until I can draw into some of my outs. Because here we go. We're going to use the rabbit to bring back out the bird.
Said burr is a word. And it's nice because he didn't use navigation. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then bring that back
Mm-hmm.
out. Lots of D. I love D.
That's a fact.
I love the D. Another circle. Another dark magic attack. At this point, I don't think he's playing navigation. I'm not really sure.
Maybe he's only playing one.
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe he's
sure.
free to play.
You can only play who the computer matches you up with. And there you
True.
go. All right, we'll watch one more and then we'll get out of here. But most of these games are pretty quick with Lunalights.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a sack or be sacked kind of deck.
Well, I'm hoping I have a Blue Eyes one because this does really well against Blue Eyes as well. Oh, this is Onomatopoeia. I think
Oh
this was
my.
like a really sad game to be honest.
Circus is just like bullying like a kid that's not quite as good at sports as everybody else, but he tries really hard.
Right. You can only
Circus
play who the
slaps
computer matches you up against. It's not my fault.
Circus like straps on his like knee pads, his elbow pads, getting ready to like play like a really like intense 1v1, and then he's playing against like a first grader. That's what's going on right
But
now.
look at my hand. It's not that great. I mean, it's
Dude,
defensive, but it's not
you
that.
have a disgusting hand. What do you mean?
Well, now that he's brought out an extra deck monster, I'm in a good spot.
So he's bringing out not one but two extra deck monsters.
Yes. But now there's a Utopia out on the field.
Oh no, not a Utopia.
Well, he'll slow down your attacks.
Yeah, but he only has targeting cards. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. To lose it all. Dude, Lincoln Park. So what I'm talking about, I'm gonna summon what? Luna Light Sabra Dancer. Yeah, so what are the outs that he has? I don't think any.
Right. So there you go. He can just
Uh,
start negating attacks. That's about it.
just stall the inevitable.
Yep. And that's okay. I don't mind him hitting that. Go ahead and hit that.
Dude, hit that.
Well, see, you always want to bring that Martin back from the banish pile and get it back into the grave because you can do this. You bring the Martin out, send the Fox back to your hand, and now we're going to do this and this and this and this. And I'm leaving the Martin out on the field. I use the Fox in my hand and the Fox from my deck. So now I can blank out one of his monsters, their attack.
So now you don't have a Foxy deck anymore.
I don't. And there
Shame.
now he's forced to use up his Utopia
Yeah. Or die.
or die.
And he dies anyways.
And then I'm gonna
Yeah.
attack into the Utopia.
It gets destroyed.
It gets destroyed, and now I just
Oh
attacked
my
in with
god, circus bullying kids.
too easy. There you go. I'm sure I
Oh
made some
my
misplays in there, but you
god.
guys get the gist of the deck. It's a lot of fun to play. I recommend it. Maybe, if you got a little extra gems, you can go get it. But if you're not sure if it's the deck for you, make sure to get into our Discord because we'll help you figure out if it's the right deck for you. Because I wouldn't say this is a good long-term deck, but it has been around for a while, and a lot of new people really like to get in and play this deck, but maybe need some help getting started with it. So that's why we're here, Herf, right?
Dude, that's what we're about here at Dual Links Entertainment. We're not
Yep.
only about entertainment. Otherwise I wouldn't be here, okay?
Oh, Herf is
We're
entertaining, all right.
We're about the community,
That's
okay?
right.
Get in here. We're free to play, okay? We don't
Yep.
exclude you because you're poor, okay? Although
Wow.
we like if you're rich and you give us money, that's cool. But hey, we accept all people.
We do. We do. All right. With that, we're that little tirade. We're gonna get out of here. Make sure you get in our Discord because we got a great new player help channel where you can go in and ask about is Luna Lights the right deck for me? Do I need to get the Lightsworn engine? Things like that. Make sure to get in there because we also host all of our tournaments there. They're free to play. The Discord is free. Make sure to check us out on Saturday nights on Twitch because we're doing a new free new player stream to help people get started in the game. We can play Luna Lights and you can see if you like the deck or not. Yeah, so I think that's everything. We're gonna get out of here. I'm Circus. That's Herf.
See ya.